Welcome one, welcome all. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody out there celebrating it. Whether you are, whether you're not, I hope you're having a good day. And as it is a day to be thankful, well, I want to be thankful for the card games, the CCGs, the TCGs, just the card games in general that we have had access to over the last few years. This has been some really cool stuff. I've even seen like other players out there who normally stream Legends started playing like Magic, and I've been watching them like, oh, Magic may be a game I need to get into. And I saw Gwent from Gym Class Hero who's joined the Discord, and I'm like, you know what, I need to play some more Gwent. And today's video is actually about Gwent mainly. Let's get into the game and explain what we're going to be doing today, because we're also going to be talking about Legends related to Gwent, because I finally have our next episode of the series, but I played a few episodes offline and not streaming it, not recording it. And I've gotten to rank 6, level 13. I've made 4 decks that I feel comfortably are okay decks for my early gameplay. I've won a few matches with them, and I feel like, okay, I'm trying to understand the game. But I want to compare certain things that are done so well in Gwent to Legends, and I think things are done bad in Gwent that could be improved from if the developers look what Legends is doing. And overall, my experience, and I'll show you guys what I've learned so far, and if I actually recommend this game. And then if you want to just stop watching the video right now, actually I really do recommend Gwent for players who play Elder Scrolls Legends. It's only on the consoles and the PC, so Gwent's not gonna be something you'll play on mobile like you do with Legends. That's something I absolutely love about Legends, just taking it on the go. And please remember, guys, I've never played Magic, I never played Hearthstone, so my opinions is coming from a noob type player when it comes to CCGs. With online sense, my background is basically Yu-Gi-Oh! And board games like chess. That's my background to type of strategy type stuff. It's not in the Hearthstone, it's not in the physical magical game. Alright, with that out of the way, let's first of all open up some kegs. So kegs are the version of basically packs in like Legends. So I got 3 kegs saved up right now, I guess from ranking up. I'm actually not sure exactly how I got them. I didn't like really have something pop up and say, hey, you've received a keg, that I really noticed. But once again, I'm new to the game, so I don't always notice that stuff. So first of all, I want to say this animation is absolutely lovely. So it's definitely different than how Legend does it. The orc goes ahead and pops them open, and they get to look at the cards. The only thing that I say, like some people, the animation is really cool, but it's not as quickly as Legends. Legends, you can go through open packs one after another, like really quickly, just get through it if that's what you want to do. So it's kind of fun. This kind of like builds up the anticipation, but I like the fact that it's different takes and it's their own unique stuff right there. Overall, of all these cards right here, I actually do have a deck based around Reveal. I just made it a few hours ago and it's been working out pretty well, and I needed this card, so I'm actually really glad that I got this in an actual pack, because now I don't have to go ahead and their version of soul summoning, which is basically crafting a card. And after you get your first 4 set of cards, you go ahead and continue, and they give you one really like better card for a certain rarity. All right. So I only get to pick between one of these 3 cards, and you will notice this card right here is actually moving. This is what's considered a premium card in Gwent, and this is one of the things I think Gwent actually does superior to the Elder Scrolls Legends. Their premium version of cards are just phenomenal. They have their own sound effects. Their cards are actually like little animated GIFs, or you could say, and it looks really cool, like this boat moving through the water, and like when it gets played in a game, looks really cool. And then the like the legendary or the golden version of cards are like have their own like cool effects when they get played. So stuff like this is really cool, and it kind of really tempts you to pick a card like this. So it says when you discard a unit, damage a random unit by 2. Like I see decks that use this before, but I'm actually going to be picking this card because I already have 2 of them in my deck, and I was already getting these cards to build a deck around it. It probably make more sense for me to take the premium card, but once again, I'm a new player and I feel like I need to be building up cards that are actually playable from what I have already, than trying to say like, oh, I want the pretty looking card. So same thing as Legends, you probably should pick the cards that are actually going to be playable and for what strategy. So I'm going to pick this one here, Poor Infantry. We're going to pick that, even though it's not the premium one that looks really cool, and I do want it, but nah, I'll move on. So we're going to open next keg. So right away, just like Legends, you can open another one, and we'll just go through the kegs, and then I'll talk about some other systems in the game after the fact. So let's just see what we get right here. Okay, and the back of the cards, you can see what a fraction each card belongs to. Like there's a monster fraction, the solitaire, Nilfgaard, Northern Realms. I don't know everything one off the top of my head, but yeah, they all have different stuff. And yep, right here is pretty cool. One thing I did like about what Gwent does, it doesn't do it on this screen. Where like when I press continue, I'll show you guys right here real quick. It shows you up here which ones you own. So I thought that was a really cool thing. Like it shows you how many copies you already have of the card before going into your collections. I really wish they did that right when you open up the keg. It'd tell you that. Now something else I thought, like, you know, that would be a really nice addition to Legends as well. Like right when you open up a pack of cards, it could tell you like right a little X, like you own X3, X4, how many copies of that card you already own in your deck, and like that should remind you too. Like I probably should go soul trap some of those cards and add them to my collection so I get soul gems to soul summon some extra cards maybe when the Return of the Clockwork City comes out. All right. So Johnny is one of those cards that I apparently know from Witcher 3, so I would figure it's really good card. You may discard a card from your hand and create a base copy of it in your hand. And create a base copy in your hand of a random card of the same color in your opponent's deck, if there are any. If not, keep your card. Okay, that's interesting. And this one is whenever this unit is discarded or destroys resurrected, and weaken it by half. Oh, I've played this before. Okay, this card seems really good. Like once this card is like destroyed, it just keeps coming back to the field. Like this card seems really useful. I have a copy of this card already, and right now I'm using it. I feel like I only need one of these in my decks. It's not a bad card to have multiple copies because it's basically almost like a silence, but not to the it basically resets a creature that has got powered up from, like, let's say an item in Legends. It resets them back to their base stats, taking off the item, you could say, and actually weakens it. So it's like, you know, that's really cool. It's been useful, and it's been a way I could like deal with creatures that get powered up without, or like have effects that get powered up over time without having to use a silence type card, which in Gwent is called lock instead of silence, like Legends. So actually I think all these cards are quite interesting. Like if I wanted to be smart, I probably should pick another one of these, and maybe a deck, maybe I running two of these would even help me out. I could see a situation where having two, if I had two of these, I could take out another card. I see this is really good, but I don't have a deck built around this yet. And Johnny sounds so interesting that I actually super want to try it. And at 8 attack, it sounds like a really actually good card. So I want to pick Johnny. But I think the smartest thing for me to do at this very moment is actually to pick him, because I know for a fact there's another card in my deck I could remove to play him again. He could work out. I'm going to play him because he works in the deck I have right now. This is, once again, as a new player, I just want the knowledge I know this card works, and I could use another one, and I could replace something else in my deck, so I'm going to go with that, even though I want to try the other card. So we open up the last keg that we have the option to open with right now, and then we'll go on from there. And let's see what we get. Archer just deals damage to opponent creatures. I have 3 copies of these already. This was one of the first cards I soul summoned in the game, basically. It's craft, because I like what it does. Every single turn, it boosts a random creature in my hand, upgrades their attack by 1 or power. Heal. This is the first time I've even seen a card with heal. So this is, see, I'm still learning new mechanics. So I never even knew there was a heal mechanic in the game. Matches I've played, I've never seen anybody heal another card. So I don't even know if heal is a big thing. I see that these monster cards seems to be super powerful early game. Those are the weather stuff are really hard to deal with. I have this card already. It's not bad if you're playing it into a dwarf deck. And this one is whenever a unit is adjacent to this one is damaged. Sure. I've seen this I've seen this combo with another card that damages itself and gets stronger. So it damages itself and then gets stronger, and then this, you know, yeah, this is pretty cool. This one was cool. And this one, I feel like this, I've seen other cards people use these. If you put all these out and use this Fresh Crew ability, I think if I understand Fresh Crew correctly, when you play another creature with the same ability, this ability happens again. So this creature could keep boosting up and up. But once I saw the person play with this card, I felt like I want to make a deck based around damaging my own creatures and then get stronger and stronger. And I already know I have another card like this. I like this card, but it's a really would work in my dwarf deck, but there's other dwarf creatures that I want to play instead. So let's pick this one. So there you go, guys. That's just an example of what it's like opening packs in this game. And I also have some scraps. That's what I could use to buy. Like, let's say if I wanted to buy another 2, I'll just show you guys exactly. Just buy 1 more, and then we'll just do that and move from there. And then it comes up right up here in the corner, shows us that we have it, and we press yes to open it up, and then we could go from there. And then the cool opening animation activates. Okay. Oh, what's this right here? Wild Hunter Rider. Increase the damage dealt by frost. That seems really good if I get more cards like that. I have a card like this. I have 2 of them whenever you draw a card. So I have a deck that's called Redraw, which is so far the best deck I've made in the game, I think, personally, just as a beginning player. You know, and this card works with it. Every time I draw a card, I deal damage, and this deck is all about just recycling, drawing out cards constantly. That's what that deck's about. Discard all copies of unit from your deck. Okay, I guess that would have worked good with that other card we got before. And armor. I have armor cards, but I haven't played too deeply into it yet. I have a card like this. This card seems really, it's tricky, but if it worked out well, it could work. We already have 3 copies of this. And this card is beastie. I've seen this used against me in the monsters. Every turn, at the start of your turn, move this unit to a random row on its side. Damage a random enemy by 1 and heal self. This seems so, like, yeah, I'm taking this. I've seen this card being used, and it seems to be really useful in red. Alright, so that's out of there. So let's talk about some other mechanics that I noticed and I thought was interesting with this game compared to Legends. So, right here, loading. Loading in this game is phenomenally longer than Legends. Like, it's amazing. When you're playing Legends on the PC, it's like you are pretty quick between menus. In, out, in, out. Finding matches is just based on matchmaking and who's playing, but just going between menus, going between profiles, going between settings, loading into a match. Like what I mean by loading, like just getting into the match after you actually found an opponent, is all really speedy in Legends. But in this game, everything just seems to be a little bit slower, not as quick as that. Now, obviously, if you're going to compare it to the Legends on mobile, comparing it to Legends on mobile is a whole different thing. Legends mobile definitely depends on your phone, the device you're using, how powerful that. My device is strong, but it's still, there is definitely loading time there. All right. So another thing that I think is absolutely infuriating with Gwent, and Gwent needs to take this from Legends to improve their game, is when it comes to deck building. So first of all, you click here, you click your deck building, you have your decks over here, so they have all right there. So I'm going to click on the deck I made recently, Nilfgaard first deck. So that's the one I just was playing right before this, and we'll get into it. So you have your deck build screen. All right. Now, let's say I'm in here, right? And I'm going to pick a card that I might want another copy of. This card. So the card that we just got right here. I want another copy of this card so I can add it to my deck. So first of all, let's just add it into my deck. Right there. Makes my deck go up to 29. You can have a minimum of 25, maximum of 40. I try to keep below 20, 30 right now. And it's just because I'm new player. I want to just test cards out and see what works. So I'm constantly editing the deck a little. Let's say I wanted another copy of this card. You think you would like right click and click craft, you know, like you would do in Legends. You know, you have a way to soul summon or craft a card. But from my experience right now, there is just no way to craft a card in the deck build screen. Like, I just don't see a way or anything I could click. If I wanted to craft another copy of this card, let's just say we have to save the card, exit the deck, wait for the loading time, which I was talking about, exit back out, and go all over to the collection screen. And once we're at the collection screen, we go into here, we find whichever fraction, or if you know the name of the deck you're playing already, you find the card, which was Nilfgaard, this one right here. And now I could go ahead and craft that card if I had enough crafting parts. I only have 55 right now, and I need 80. But I think that's really weird, like aggravated. Why can't you just craft the card while you're in the deck editor screen? I don't know if there's a logistical reason. I don't know if Hearthstone or any other card do it this way. I don't know why. I just feel like Legends does that so better. Have everything in one place and make it easy. I don't think there should be a separate the collection from the deck building screen. I think it should just be integrated all together, and I like the way Legends does it. One thing though, you definitely could come in here and you could take a look at those premium cards that look really cool. So like right here, obviously it's going to be grayed out because I don't own it, but yeah, you guys can see how cool those premiums look. I do have a few different premiums that I can show you from neutral. Like I got a premium Gerald. I don't know, where is that? Okay, so this is regular Gerald. And then to see the premium version of it, which is super slashing off heads, has a sound effect. So like that's why I'm saying, yeah, premium cards in this game topple Legends, just because the extra little effect that's added into it, and it really gives it a nice little, whew, cool. Like look at this one, like look at this dragon right here, and then look at the flying version. Now, obviously, I don't get it in color. I don't hear the sound effect because I don't own it, but it must sound ferocious. So yeah, premium cards are pretty nice, and I like what they do with that. So let's get back into the deck building and just talk about what I've learned in general as well for when it comes to deck building. Now I haven't had a chance to like start net decking yet. I'm still trying to just learn stuff myself, so I do make mistakes understanding certain abilities from different cards. But I want that to be part of the learning process for me. Making the mistakes makes me become better, and I finally gotten confident enough to start playing some rank, which I think is good. You know, like I had to start playing rank sooner or later. And I finally had the confidence to try starting out like with these spy creatures. So here's what I learned, and I just guess this is a little intro for anybody else who might want to start making a deck in this game as well. So first thing first, there are gold, bronze, and silver rarity cards. You can click this button right here to see all your cards, or you can go them by the rarity right here. In general, you want to put it on all, and all right here, and then you could go through them and see every single card that you have in your deck right there. So how you can tell the difference between the rarity of the card is the border. So this little border right here shows you that this is gold cards. This border right here is bronze, so that's a bronze card. This border right here is silver, so that's a silver card. So that's just a little thing right there. So when I'm talking about silver, rarity, or bronze, that's what I'm talking about right there. Then, of course, there's the fractions. The little embellishment right here tells you the fractions that the card belongs to. So, Nilfgaard for these ones right here. All right, so then there's what would be considered, I guess, actions or spells, if you want to call it, like, refer back to Legends. Like, when you organize everything right here that doesn't have a power on it, the power is the little number up here is considered a action, or if you want to, I'm just going to refer to it as Legends. So all these have different effects. You just play them and they get activated instantly from everything I see. I haven't seen no action that takes like 2 turns to resolve yet or anything like that. Maybe that's later in the game, but most actions you play and they have an instant effect after playing it. And actions I've seen in the game, and from what I've learned, they have weather effects. So weather effect type actions cover a whole lane of creatures, right? In this game, lanes are like 1, 2, 3, which I'll get into a game and I'll go ahead and show you guys. And that's where the weather effect happens. So this weather effect damages the lowest creature in that lane by 2, and it's a permanent effect. Now, if you want to get rid of a weather effect, you can use something called like clear skies. So clear skies basically removes the weather effects, and any creature that was damaged by that weather now gets boosted by boost all damaged creatures by 2. So there you go. That's really cool. And this removes the weather effects from all lanes, not just from the one lane there where there's one. So like there are certain things called weather deck, which I've seen Gym Class Hero play, which seems to affect multiple. Like this meteor starts flying from the air and damage everything. This would, from my understanding, would remove that from the whole entire board. Once again, I'm like I said, new, so please excuse me if I say anything incorrectly, but I just want to make sure I explain it for the people who are watching this who are coming from Legends and may not understand exactly what I'm talking about here. Also, this is a premium version of this card, and here's the regular version. So, the regular version, still image, and the premium. And also, just another little thing I like with this game, that the cards seem to like move around and float in space or twist and turn. Just a nice little effect right there. So they have weather type cards, and then they have like removal cards that create the cards that just like lightning bolts. So this is called a thunder card. This deals 7 damage. There's nothing like prophecy in this game, but you play this from your hand and you deal 7 damage to a creature instantly, and that's pretty cool right there. This one's a different one. It just deals 1 damage to all creatures, and if something was destroyed, it summons a creature called a lesser guardian on your side. It has no effect, so that just gives you a creature, but this hurts your own creatures as well. So those are type of cards that destroy, deal direct some type of damage. Some of them are area effects, and this is direct. So this would be called area effect action. This would be a direct lightning bolt type action without the prophecy. Then you have things that actions or spells that toggle skill. So this one's called resilience. So this is like a really cool one. So unlike so Legends has turn 1, turn, you go about your turns. In Gwent, for you have, each player takes a turn, but then you have to pass to have another round. you guys will see me when I do a match. If I pass my turn, all the creatures that I have on the field are sent to the graveyard. If I give them resilience, that means that that creature stays on the graveyard after I pass and that round is over. So you would use the spell to toggle that in a creature. But I've now found out, this is something I just learned today because I never ran into it before. There are creatures that have the ability to toggle this effect. So I got this guy here, Combat Engineer. It says toggle a bronze or silver resilience for an enemy for one of my people, and now that creature can stay on the field. And then they have Crewman. So Crewman, this one says when a unit with fresh crew ability is adjacent to this unit, trigger that ability X times. So that's something else. I haven't had enough cards in my decks to really see this effect for myself on my side. I've seen other people use that type of effect, but that's something else I'm going to have to learn as I keep playing the game. But now I know, like, oh, instead of having to play this spell or action, I could go ahead and add this creature to my deck, and he has a power, play it, and it has the same effect. Now I have 2 copies of it, but I'm not playing 2 copies in this deck. Other like area effect, destroy all the lowest units, stuff like this. I messed up a lot when I first started. All the lowest, it doesn't specify your opponent, so you gotta be so careful and not getting caught up and getting yourself caught by that one. This one boosts your creatures. This one gives armor to your creatures. Armors are basically, don't think ward. Think like almost like item. It's like it's an action that gives an item to your creatures that boosts them up and like kind of protects them at the same time. So just think of it as like an item, and then it actually makes them stronger at the same exact time. Another weather effect right here. So this is basically silence per se. So this is what would be like a shackles would be considered silence, and so on and so forth. But those are what I've noticed so far. Those are the type of spells and actions. I haven't seen all of them, but those are the ones I've noticed so far in the game. Like reset a unit. This one heals a unit. I've never even used this one, so I don't know. So like I guess that's another thing for healing right there. So yeah, those are what they basically all seem to be doing. Boosting, resetting. I haven't really seen much in the way of things that summon a creature directly, other than Rally, which you get from First Light. So if you play Rally, it could summon a random bronze unit. But I haven't gotten much in the way of things that summon a creature from actions right away, other than the Rally and this one that potentially has the ability to do it there. Decoy, this one is very much from Witcher 3. You place a creature and then you return it back to your hand and strengthen it. So this is like, imagine this is a close call, but you have to play the creature right away again, and it gets +3. So that's what this card basically does here. This is my bane of my existence on the first few days I played, because I just kept on forgetting that it destroys all the highest creatures. It's not just my opponent. So please very much aware that you have to read the card. I know read the cards in the card yet, but it's just like you have to understand it. Like I was like, oh yeah, this is the perfect time to use Scorch. It's going to destroy the strongest creature. Oh shit, me and my opponent both have 12 cost creatures, and it destroys my own 12 cost creature. So I made a mistake a few times with that. This has become my favorite action spell in the game. I'm not going to go over every card, but I just want to talk about certain things I've noticed. This is really cool. Not in this deck. In my redraw deck, purposely this one does. Damage the highest unit by an amount equal to its power, but no more than 10, ignoring armor. Boost the lowest creature other than the unit the same amount. So this really counteracts like your opponent who uses really strong creatures. You could kill a creature that has 10 instantly, and if you know you're summoning creatures that have only one or two attack. Let's say I summon this creature, right? This creature now my opponent's creature gets damaged by 10, and then this one boosts up. But remember, this works in the opposite. If you're playing a deck where you're playing creatures that have 11, and you're going to most likely have the strongest creature on the field, like Garrow. So the decks I play with this, I purposely have my creatures not be outrageously strong and be weaker and get powered up over time. So I'll play into playing low creatures and then have ways of like boosting my creatures so far, and then I could play this and then that really screws up my opponent. And I've really been liking this, like a really cool card in my other deck. I thought this was actually an amazing card when I first started playing Royal Decree, but maybe somebody who's more advanced than me would be able to explain to me. I don't feel like this is actually all that great of a card, because you'd be better off to just put the cards you need in your deck than have this just play it instantly. I mean, it's boosted by 2, that's great and all, but just my I mean, maybe because it's boosted by 2, it makes it better because then you could get out the card you need instantly. Maybe it is better. Maybe it is better because of boost by 2, but I don't know. So I need to. That's the thing. I need to learn. That's it. I need to learn because maybe now I'm thinking about it, maybe I should add this to my deck and take out like take out her because I want this card. This card I need for this deck. So I guess this would be a way I could get this card out if I didn't draw it. That could be a way to do it. In this deck, obviously, I don't run much actions, as you guys can see. All right, let's keep going. Oh, I am wrong. Oh yeah, there's an agent cards over down here. I'll talk about that later. So agent cards are basically spies. You play them on your opponent's side of the field. Yeah. You actually summon them on your opponent's side of the field, and they have all different abilities. This one this just seems unbelievably cheap. I almost felt when I first saw it. I was like, boost the opponent's creature by my own creature by 12, an ally? That's unbelievable. But at the same time, you're giving your opponent a creature. When you give your opponent a creature, you actually do hurt yourself because there's cards like this right here, which boosts adjacent creatures by 4, powers them up. So I give my opponent this creature, he could power up that creature using different types of spell and action. It kind of could screw me over. So I have to be very careful when I play this. That's why at first I thought it was going to make an agent type deck, but I don't have enough cards to really make this work effectively, so I don't want to do that yet. And I was even going to play with this one. So if you're going to be playing with like creatures that you summon in your opponent creature, make sure they die. So like this guy right here, I'm using 3 of them because it makes sense. He summons this cow carcass, and the cow carcass kills the lowest creature on my opponent's side of the field, and it disappears after it does that effect. So that's what's important to me, that I don't give my opponent a creature that's going to stay on the field forever. So that was interesting there. Now, also, like, that's other stuff I found. So this was a really cool and powerful card when I first started playing, but I realized, like, you know, once you start adding cards in your deck, no, you don't really need to play cards like this, and especially a card like this that could get, like, almost silenced, or it's going to get weakened to the point that it's not effective. For everything else in the deck, once we get into a match, I'll actually try to explain it as we go to exactly what they're all doing and why they're in the deck. So we're going to jump in the game right quick and explain how that works. The only last thing I'll mention is this card right here basically gives my creatures a ward. And because it gives the creatures that are in your hand and your deck it, so like you have 3 copies of a creature, it gives all 3 copies, wherever they are on the hand, or not in the field, hand or on the you could give it a ward. So I like that a lot. So yeah, that's the one. Those are the 2 actions I really have in the deck right now. I have thought about I'm thinking about putting this in there right now. And yeah, let's just play with it. We'll do 30. I'm eventually cut this back down to 25, but I've looked up like reveal type cards, and there's lots more cards that I need. Oh, last thing I didn't explain in the game, there's leader stuff. So every single deck has a leader. Like oh no. Shoot, I was about to delete the deck. Every single deck has a leader. So like somebody who's charged, who's the headman or head woman, whatever it might be, and you could pick one of 3. That at least I don't have 3. I don't know if there's more. See, like, once again, I don't know how many leaders you can actually have or how many there are in the game. So I have 3 to pick for, and each leader has a pretty powerful ability. So this leader right here reveals 4 cards on my opponent's hand. So think about playing Legends. If you can see 4 of your opponent's cards in their hand, that can give you an amazing advantage to play out your cards. So it's not the most like game-changing ability immediately, but if you play this early enough in the game or at the right time in the game, it really can make a bigger impact. So I've been liking this actually a lot better than this card right here, which says look at the top 3 cards from your deck and play 1. Sure, you could get a really cool card and possibly, but depending on what cards you have in your deck, you know, it says this what's cool about this, this could even summon up a golden card. It doesn't have to be a bronze or silver. So that's what's really good about this. But for me personally so far, because I don't have that many rare or legendary, silver or gold cards that are that powerful so far, I feel like using this so far has been working out for the deck. He's a great one as well. But we'll get into a match right now and go from there. See, more loading. Like I just little things I've noticed compared to when I'm playing Legends. More loading. Takes not like a crazy long amount of time. Another little thing before we jump right into a match I gotta mention is the learning to play the game. So they use these challenges to help you learn to play the game, and they're okay. They're not, you know, not the worst thing ever. But Truthfully, guys, I really do feel like oh shoot. Truthfully, I do think that Elder Scrolls Legends does it a lot better. Does it so much better on the ways it teaches you how to play the game. Like, I mean, these pop-ups things are cool and all, but I love the way that Legends does it with the story and all that. Like these little, I just think Legends does that better. Let's just save and exit. I probably just made a deck right there and didn't really look what I was doing, but yeah. Let's exit that. I do like they give you the little rewards after doing it, but the challenges are cool. I don't think there's not enough single player content in this game so far. So like right now, there's only against AI and the challenges. And I've done all the challenges to get the not soul gems, the things to summon to get the card packs and stuff like that and the leader stuff. So like that's how I got this up. I went through all the challenges because I was losing. And I was like, let me sit down and I do this, and I didn't do it on camera. So that's what has gotten me to the level I am. Do not think I'm a big level or anything. It's just mostly doing stuff like that. So I'm still very new. All right, practice is just practice, same like Legends. It doesn't from the one time I've done practice so far, it doesn't seem like you get anything from doing practice like Legends. It doesn't seem to be as free to play friendly as Legends. So that's another thing right there. They have leaderboards. I've never even checked. Probably not doing that great. I am level 13 and I am rank 800 and yeah. No, my rank is not that great. So I'm 100,000 plus. Very new. Yeah, very, very new. Okay. So let's get into we'll go into rank match. Alright, so I skipped over you guys having to wait for me to search for a match. Like I said, sometimes during the day, it's kind of hard to find an opponent. So we're going to be playing against a creature that's going to be using... Well, my opponent looked like I'm using weather effects. Hopefully I don't get my butt kicked too hard. So what we're going to do right now is going to hide cards. I'm going to look at this guy's effect because I can't even do that right now, which sucks. But we're going to return this back to my hand. Every time a card is revealed, with this card, I deal damage to my opponent, so I like that a lot. This might be useful to get the card out that I want. We're going to actually return this back. We want something that works for reveal. This could weaken opponent creature, so I reveal a card in my opponent's hand. I steal its power, and I make that creature down to 1. I really want more of these. A tricky scenario. Drop this in here. Okay, not the best possible hand. I usually want more of these cards right here, truthfully. So we'll see where my opponent starts off playing, and then so these are the 3 lanes, basically archer lane, sword lane, and like the basilisk long distance. Lanes are important depending on exactly what kind. If you're going to run into a frost, Biden frost. So like he's going to be playing into weather, so it's probably a weather deck, and I don't have anything to really counter that. I do have cards that do counter it, but I just don't have anything to counter it right this moment, which really does suck. I usually get wrecked by these type of decks. My opponent's going to try to take this out as soon as possible. He plays out every turn. At the start of your turn, move this unit to a random on his own side and damage a random enemy by 1. Heal self. Yep, okay. So we're going to take out...
I'll do what I can.
This is going to be... That card's super dangerous. So, yeah. We'll get rid of that right now. My opponent should start playing a weather hazard soon enough. Wild hunt creatures. Not sure if he's going to play into his leader ability anytime soon.
I wonder how long you lost.
Okay. We're going to see if we get lucky here. Yep. So we're going to play him here.
I am known as Guardian.
So we're going to reveal 4 of my opponent's cards. And then I'm going to do 4 damage to them for the cards reveal. So my opponent is playing a whole lot of the weather effects. My goodness. Increase damage dealt by force hazard by 1. So I want him to play out those hazards as soon as possible. This guy gets powered up by 6 for the hazards. What did he just play right there that I don't even know? Okay, the lowest creatures, fine. That is okay. So we're gonna make this into the. We're gonna turn this guy into a 1 power right there. So that guy's really weak. And the weaker my opponent's creatures are, the better it is for me. My opponent doesn't have any ways to take care of the cows I could place from here. My opponent might want to pass on this turn instead of playing into more cards. Because, yes, he could weaken me by playing Frost and, you know, playing Imperial the Fog. But it's gonna take a lot of damage to come back. Given the situation, he could play into the lock, but he could lock this creature right here. And remember, I can make this creature strong again. I can use this creature, boost this back up. So I have the ability to make this creature useful again. But seeing as now he doesn't have, okay, I'm not sure. So my opponent's at 0 right now. I'm not sure what's going on right now, guys. I will be truthful.
Thanks.
I've had some disconnections before. So I'm not sure if he's disconnected. Oh, yeah. Okay, so there you go. You see another thing I've noticed. This has happened to me multiple times already. My opponent lost connections, and I just go ahead and get the win for that. So, yeah. So after each match round, you go ahead and get these little points right there. And then something this game does really cool, which unfortunately I wasn't able to show you in this match, you can send your opponent like a good match, and then you get extra like stuff to like get cards and stuff like that. So that's really cool when that happens. So I need 5 more points to get to the next rank. So rankings go up instead of legends, like, you know, you go down to rank, you know, from rank 11 to 10. This goes the opposite direction. A higher number. We have more points to soul summon stuff there. I think I could change my avatar and stuff, but I've not really done any of that stuff, or like with my card name. Here's my overall stats right here, guys. My collection. Obviously, it's right here is the most. So yeah, and you guys show you my my victories overall. So I haven't played all that much, but yeah, learning. I have 230 cards overall, I guess, out of over 700, so I got a long way to go. I don't know what the crown means, but it means something. I guess, oh, you could just use a premium card as your icon. Ah. Okay, that's something cool. That's something... That is actually pretty cool. Something new I just learned on the spot. But you guys probably want to see gameplay, so let me get back into one more match. And we'll go from there. You know what? I'll show you guys my redraw deck. So another concept instead of revealing cards in my opponent's hand. So this deck is a fun one. And now you guys will see, hopefully we find an opponent pretty quickly, and we did this time, so that's great. Didn't have to cut that out. And hopefully my opponent doesn't have a disconnection problem or anything, which I think is interesting. Like, I've had it a few times already. I'm not sure if it's something. I've not been kicked out of a game yet. I'm not sure if it's people just like closing the application. I have not figured out a way to tell yet.
There will be no negotiation.
No negotiation. So my opponent has leader's ability right now. I wish I could click on the leader ability before I start the match to help me decide. So this is a really cool, interesting hand. So this card right here, when I I'm sorry, that's not how you say that. This card, it instantly gets summoned to my field. So watch this. I click this. It instantly is going to be on my field right now. The more dwarves I have summoned, this thing gets stronger, and the more elves I play, I can deal damage with it. And as you guys will notice, a lot of my creatures are actually elves. This creature right here, right, it says look at the top 2 bronze special card in your deck and play one, shuffle the other one back. As my leader ability is to replay an action, I'm actually going to go ahead and keep that. And this guy deals damage every single time I draw a card. And she's able to silence somebody and move them into the correct lane. So I'm going to keep both silences because my opponent's playing...
Too fast for you, Dwan.
Let me just make sure. Cruiser support... Yeah, so I want to keep the silence because these cards, from what I've noticed, these cards do have the ability to have onboard effects. So I want to get this card out as soon as possible, though, in general. These cards power up every single card, power up a card in my hand every turn. My opponent usually starts to try to focus on this immediately and tries to take care of it. So that's 2 11-11. So in most cases, what I try to do is this. Get these guys out there as soon as possible. I want the first round to just last as long as possible because they'll just start powering these guys up. They're going to keep on getting stronger and stronger and stronger. My opponent's going to pass. That's fine. But I get 2 powered up card right there. And then I could go ahead and take the win here, which is pretty cool actually. And I'll take the win by... So we need to get a creature that's at least... over 5. Let's see if we get lucky. So this is a premium rally, looks like. So, and that moves a creature. And that gives me another, that goes my opponent's turn, and that gives me another turn. Now look, my creatures keep getting powered up. So that's what I want. I want the match to last as long as possible with those guys out to give me that effect. So now I feel confident I'm going to win the round, pass my turn, and I have stronger creatures to play out next turn. Now my opponent didn't do bad as well. They kept a lot of their cards. Now in this turn, I don't need to do anything but do this. I get a creature out instantly. I get these 3 creatures here, which are going to be able to recycle cards in my deck, and I get to play this guy. So watch this. I can play this.
None shall tread on us.
Every time I draw a card to my hand, I deal damage to my opponent's card.
Again and again.
So this guy does the same thing as my card, but that's okay. We're not gonna lock that yet.
None shall
So every time I draw a card, I'm actually gonna try to win. This might not be the smartest thing for me to do.
To arms!
But here we go. Now we play this here.
Another neck ends. Similian Vat.
Then we send the dragon back. Now watch. Like that. Now that gives me 33. That's a lot of damage that my opponent's gonna have to deal with. So these 2 cards are gonna keep on just doing a massive amount of damage every time I play out one of these guys right here or play a card to my hand. My opponent has lots of cards. Definitely does.
Snitches get stitches.
So we're going to lock that there. I'm basically baiting my opponent to play a bunch of cards. I don't want him to get to turn 3 and not play much. I want him to actually play this thing right here. This, because this could make him come back late game.
Best give up now.
And I just don't want that to happen.
Humans are not to be trusted.
So we're going to stop that from getting stronger. My opponent has to win this round. That's the thing. That's all. I have the advantage there.
Coming!
And could play into that.
Blood and neck ends. Similian Vat.
Send her back. Send my dragon back.
You'll suffer the consequences of your
Very strong card. Very strong card.
Blood and neck ends. Similian Vat.
Alright.
Everything all right?
So I just deal some damage there. And I can replay her to do that again. So now I can use her again to replay this creature, this right here, to deal some damage. Then we play this here.
Show me the coin or sod off.
Now it's just about my opponent trying. I'm going for the win in 2 turns. My opponent still has to play out a lot to beat me. Alright, and
I respect nothing human.
yeah, we're gonna go for the 4 damage here. So my opponent gotta get 20 damage. Can they do it? I don't know. It all depends on this card. This is I've lost this card so many times. This card is gonna allow him to summon a whole bunch of cards.
Fight for it.
Let's see how strong they are. Does my opponent has a card that's over 8?
Interesting.
And here we go. We got the win. No, we don't. Ah! Oh my gosh. Wow. Not redrawing. I'm keeping this. See, I told you guys. Woo! My goodness, this is game. Those are the moments that made me love this game.
Magic.
So you can press this right here and tell the opponent well played.
Not bad. Not bad at all.
Oh, that's a good way to end this video, ladies and gentlemen. That is a good way. Man, that second round, I was being greedy and see, like he just sent me, so I got a 5x strap. So I'm gonna send the same thing to him, and it gives you. That's like something I wish Legends does too. Like send it. As people taunt it in the game. So I'm like, well, why not give you something nice for it to be a good game? But yeah. So after the match, it goes ahead and shows you your breakdown. I won the first round because I had 25 power compared to his 22 power. I had 56 and he got that 57. I mean, like I said, if I was good at the game, I probably could have calculated that was going to happen and whatever. But last round, I won out because I got my golden legendary card while they only had 2. I was able to drop it down to 2 and it ended up giving me that win. Good match. It was a good match. It showed a lot of different things right there. And we got something as a little reward for that match. Getting some EXP. Performance going up. Press next. Getting some points. And now we ranked up to rank 7. And we get 100 scrap for that. So there we go. So before we go, we'll just open up some kegs and end up the stream that way, guys. So thank you everybody for watching. This has been Biki here with the Untitled Game Show. Once again, happy Thanksgiving to everybody watching this. Definitely more Legends content coming soon. Real hype for the new expansion. And today was just one of the learn Gwent days. And I'm really having fun with this a lot. So yes, let's open them now. Ta-da!
Goody.
So I already have this, so now I have 2 of these. But yeah, it would be nice if they had the little X up top. Boost 3 allies by 2. Whenever you reveal a card in your either hand damage, oh yeah, this card. This is the one I already have. So I think I have 4 copies now, so I could get rid of the extras. Yeah, this is the card that my opponents were playing. I'm going to eventually play a deck around this. I think this is pretty cool.
Now for more.
Oh my god, does that look cool? Wow. Like the premium, the premium version of cards here are just phenomenal. Like, they're just, oh man, that's amazing. Oh, this guy's a premium too. Look at that. Okay, what is a Clan of the Great Sword? Every 2 turns, if this unit is damaged at the start of your turn, reset it and strengthen it by 2. Yeah, this card. I've seen this card work with one of the other cards we talked about earlier to get damage every turn, and he gets better. So I'm gonna pick him. I like all of these. I like this. Looks the best. This is cool too. But I'm gonna take this because I eventually want to build a deck around that. Oh, wow, man. Premiums are just unbelievable nice. Alright. I really want to get a lot of these cards. More of the Solitaire. I'm not even trying to say the name of it. But, yeah. Okay. I'm not sure what class is the best classes as a new player starting out. But those are the 2, the Northern and the one I've picked so far for green. That's just what I started out. It's been fun. Looking so far from my experience with the game, it seems like the most powerful right now is monsters. Monsters just wreck house. Like in general sense, it's been kind of crazy. Yeah, whenever a unit adjacent to this one is damaged, strengthen itself by 1. Deploy, damage a unit by 4. So yeah, those combo together right there. So yeah, I could probably start making a deck in this purple color right here eventually. Alright, so there you go, guys. So maybe I'll have that deck put together for the next time. So Biki here with the Untitled Game Show. Hope you guys like the stream. I hope you guys like the video and all that. Till next time, peace the heck out. Later, guys. Thanks for watching.